Hi, boys and girls. This is math for Monday, May 11th. And our screen looks a little crazy today, but I'm doing the split screen so that you can see the example for the worksheet. So let's see what our goals are for today. Our goals. Let's see, goals for today say I can find the sum of an addition problem and I can find the difference of a subtraction problem. And remember, sum is the word that we use when we're talking about the answer to an addition problem, or what we have when we add the two numbers in the problem. And the difference is the difference between two numbers. So that is the answer you would get if you're taking away from another number. All right, so this is your assignment for today. This is in your packet. It says roll and solve at the top. And what you need for this is you need your dice, you need a pencil, and you can use counters or something if you need to help you with the addition or the subtraction. So if you need them, you will need 10 total of something in order to use these correctly for the paper. So let's take a look at this paper. So we have two columns on our paper. One says addition, which means we're adding or putting two numbers together to see how many we have all together. The other here says subtraction. So that means we're taking away. And these number sentences already have some numbers plugged in for us. So when we're adding today, every time we add, we're going to be using the number 4. So it's 4 plus a number, whatever number we roll. And then when we're subtracting or taking away, we will always start with 10, and then we'll take a number away from that and find the difference or the answer. So let me get my pen ready here. All right. Okay, so I'm going to do one of each, an addition and a subtraction, just to give you an idea of how to complete this. So the first one is addition. So 4 equals a number. So we need to figure that out. So in order to start, if you're using counters, what I would do is I would go ahead and set 4 bears out, or I'm using bears, whatever it is, 4 counters out. And so why did I start with 4? Well, I started with 4 because the first number in my number sentence says 4. So I already know I'm starting with 4. So now I need to roll the dice to see what number I'm going to be adding. So I'll roll my dice, and I got 5. So over here in my bubble, I'm going to write, whoa, the number 5. Okay, so if I'm using my bears, then I need to count out 5 bears. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So why did I put 5 more bears out? Because that's the other number that's the number I rolled on my dice. So I have 4 plus 5. So I need to count how many I have all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, so 4 plus 5 equals 9. All right, and so as I move down that column, I would do the same thing again. If you're using the counters, you will always start with 4. You would roll, and you would do it again. There, you are going to have the same number a couple times. It's okay to have the same number more than one time. There are a lot of bubbles there, and there are only so many numbers you can roll. So if you have a number that repeats or you have 2 of, perfectly fine. Just work through it again and continue until you're done. So don't worry about if you roll the same number 2 times. Okay, so let me show you an example of the roll and solve for the subtraction. So if I'm using counters, I'm going to start with 10 bears. And you know what my question is to you? Why am I starting with 10 bears? Well, the answer is because my number sentence says 10 minus a number. So my number sentence tells me that the first number I need, or the number I'm starting with, is 10. So that's why I have all 10 of my bears here. So you're going to roll the dice just like you did when you were adding. And I got 6. So I'm going to come over here in my bubble and I'm going to write 6. It's not the best 6, but we'll go with it. So now I need to think about what is it that I need to do. I have 10, take away 6. So if I'm taking them away, I need to remove them from the line of 10 here. So how many? I'm going to remove 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so in order to answer this problem, I need to count how many bears I still have left up at the top from the 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 10 take away 6 equals 4. All right, so then if you're using the counters, you can put them all back up at the top. You roll again. I got 4, so I would take the 4 away, write the 4 in my bubble, count how many I have left, again, from the 10, and write that number in the equal, after the equals sign there. All right. Another way you could possibly, another way to do this would be to use fingers. If you want to say, I have 10, I'm going to take 6 away. You could do that way. You could also draw pictures if you would rather draw something. Or again, any sort of like counters or any kind of objects that you would like to use may be helpful too. So use those if you need to, or use some type of strategy to help you when you're adding and subtracting. And then once you are all complete with your worksheet, have someone take a picture and share it with me on Parent Square or email. All right, boys and girls, please let me know. See you.